here, all the way from Paraguay. My name is Peter Vermeer. I'm your host, your entertainment on this little live feed. So it's my first live feed on the YouTube channel, so we'll see how this goes. I feel that, over the last couple of years, a lot of new changes has come up. But for some reason, over the last year, drastic changes have happened around the world, and dealing with people and guests and from all over the world, I get to hear their stories. I get to see what's unfolding. So yeah, we'll give it a few more minutes, wait for some people to join us. So yeah, what a awesome time we have. Let's see, I'm going to play a little bit of that. Good morning. I hope you're all keeping well. Just going to have a little touching on, how everybody's doing and, how everybody's facing the reality of the world and what is happening around us. And, this is what it's all about. And a way of how to start over in life. A lot of people are scared of it, which surprises me. So again, life has changed, the world has changed, and it will never be the same as what it used to be. We the awakened souls, as we call it, we are the unvaccinated, we are the truth seekers, we are the pioneers, we are the conspiracists. And, we endured a lot and we've achieved a lot. And we were right. We were right from day one. And I hate saying the words we were right. No, I don't like not using the word. I like using the words. We were right. Restrictions, the manipulation of the truth, the diversions. We see it every day. We see it every day all over the world. Europe is gone. It's busy clawing for all it's worth. The European nation, everything is just collapsing. It's like an imploding. All the lies, all the deceit, all the control, the shenanigans. All of this it's just being exposed. Us, the awakened souls, the people that's breaking free from the matrix, that want a better life, that wants to live off grid, wants to find a better way in living. We have seen the truth, and even vaccinations, the lies, the cover-ups, and people are still quiet. Because that was the whole idea behind the pandemic. The whole idea was to control, to deprogram, to make people feel that they are inferior, we are worth nothing. The unvaccinated, the truth seekers, we were the problems. And unification was a problem for them. That's why they had us separated. That is why hi there, Oscar. So that is why they had all these systems put in place to control us, and without us knowing, during the pandemic, our human rights have been chiseled away. A lot of people are too scared to look into it. A lot of people are too scared to ask questions. And us, the unvaccinated, we ask questions. We said, what, fuck this, no more. And I got tired out of life. I got tired in life where I worked and made other people millions. I'm tired where I was just a number on a system that I had no value besides whatever I brought into an organization. I wanted to feel value. I want to feel valued, and I want to feel appreciated, and I want to feel free to create, to invent, to just try something different. Because what we've tried for the last 48 years hasn't been working. The world is becoming more unraveled at the day, every day, and there is so much chaos and mayhem and distractions around, with controlled media, with controlled, even the scripts, no matter where you are in the world, you play all of the television presenters from mainstream corrupt media, sponsored by World Economic Forum and obviously World Health Organization and all the swamp creatures of the world. But listen to the scripts, it's the same. Even with this whole pandemic, I was telling people the truth about it. I was trying to speak my truth about telling people about, not to take vaccines, natural immune systems. I'm from South Africa originally, left 25 years ago, thank heavens. But in anyway, so again, looking at what was happening, and trying to warn people, and people didn't want to listen. Losing friends and family. I mean, the swamp creatures of the world deleted my one YouTube channel, which was 178,000 followers. I had a very big Instagram. Now I can't even get Instagram to go off 60 something followers. TikTok has been rewarding. It's been very good. But again, when you speak out about the injustice of the world, the controls, you bring emphasis onto all these corruption in governments. You show people, there's two tiers of justice, and people don't want to listen. People hold on to that. That's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. And for us to find a better way in living life, we have to find alternative ways. We have to find different ways in doing things, because the way we've done things doesn't work. We need to change our complete engagement in economics. A lot of people are going to the crypto world and online and all these kind of things, and I feel that is the worst thing to do, because it's still controlled. I believe that the way forward for humanity and for our sustainability and a better world for our children is to move away from developed countries. Find developed countries. Like for me, Paraguay is the best choice. It's just been a phenomenal decision for me to move here. Here in Paraguay, you have a lot more freedom, and I can bet you there's a lot more other countries. But for 3.5 years, the best country that came out for starting over was Paraguay. Even from a tax point of view, if you want to go that matrix system, it's conducive. It's going to offer you low taxation and a very easy immigration system. However, for me, Paraguay offers the freedom. When you buy land, your development, what you do on that land is your business. Just keep the peace, keep the harmony, share your knowledge with your neighbors, and things like that. Inspire people, because here life is different. It's 40 years behind the rest of the world. It's time for us to move out of the matrix, looking at life. There is a better way in doing things. I started my journey by leaving the matrix, walking away from a very good corporate environment, career, moving away from the conventional ways of doing things. I had to find a different way in doing things, because our humanity needs it. Even through the pandemic, sitting down, trying to figure out, what is the better way of living life? Even if the world goes tits up again with lockdowns and bullshit and bubbles, you still want to have a good life away from all the madness and control. And that is what it's all about. There's a better way in making money, even like with me, I'm divinely blessed in many ways, and my education as an industrial psychologist and my background in the field of psychology gives me an added benefit besides following my gut feeling, which I believe is God's way to speak to you. Every day I get opportunity in life. Like Total, it's a fucking huge success. I'm busy with the second one. The sad thing is I'm doing things alone. If I had business partners that can actually step up and do things with me, I will share the wealth. I will share the wealth with everybody. Even my Ikali community project, it's all about sharing the wealth. It's about giving businesses to people, training people, making their dreams a reality, making dreams that they have in having a business, make it a reality by becoming part of a corporation, part of a community, a close corporation. Everybody in the community literally owns everything. We work together to make our businesses a success, to be completely independent. That is what life is about. That is the next step forward. If the grid goes off, you're independent. You don't depend money. You don't need it. You have materials, you have products, you have things you can offer for trade. And that, I believe, is the way to go. So our lives, we need to change things. We need to find better ways in doing things. Think about all the swamp creatures in the world. What have they done so far to us? They found ways to divide us, separate us. Everybody has a label on them. You know, us masculine males, we are apparently dangerous, and we're passive aggressive just by being men. So they divided us, real men, the ones that can go and do things, the hard workers, the good guys, the farmers, the builders, you know, the inventors, the engineers. They take us and make us look like weaklings, like we are horrible. Separating us from females, because now females are being programmed that certain masculines is a problem. Normally the ones that's a problem is the ones like us, the ones that really focused, driven, motivated, and truth seekers and speakers. We don't take shit. We're just there to do our job and move forward and keep the peace. That's the way we are. But they make us look like a problem. The same as with people with different belief systems. You know, they play us so that they can do their games, divert our attentions from what they are really doing in life. Life is about living without fear, without boundaries, to be able to explore and grow. But they're not allowing us. Everything requires permit. Everything needs permission. We need permission to live. We need permission to have children. We have to ask permission how to raise our children now. That's what the aim is. We need to ask permission to travel on this world, and this world belongs to all of us. Who made the rules? Who made these rules? Who made the rules in controlling us? Who is controlling us? That is questions that we have to ask. How do we break out of this control? How do we fall out of this system, is what a lot of people ask me. How do I start over in life? Those are crucial questions that people ask, and that is very important. We need to ask those questions. We need to question everything in life. How do I live better? How do I create a better world for my kids? Because one day we get old. One day we're not going to be as young and energetic and strong as we are. Who's going to take care of us? Who's going to take care of our children? That is the question that I ask myself all the time in even the Ikali Community Project. And I'm sitting here today looking at the budgets, and I'm trying to work out a better way of doing it and a faster way of doing it and raising the funds. Because by us working together, we are not just providing people a sustainable, off-grid, completely independent community that's fully functional, not dependent on grid for water, for electricity, or anything like that. We bring this to life. But we're not just bringing this to life, we're bringing a new way of living life to our children. Because what we are building today is for our children to take over one day. This is for them to be trained and to be given the opportunity to grow into something that they find passion in. Either be it renewable energy sources and technologies, or it is in agriculture, or it is in technology development for our sustainability. But we are going to streamline our children, where we're going to teach them about sustainability, life skills. We're going to teach them survival skills. We're going to teach them the truth of the world and the truth of corruption and control. I'm not talking a radical community. I'm talking a scientifically, technologically advanced community that just knows what's right and what's wrong. People like you and I, normal people that enjoy barbecues, that worked our whole lives just to stay ahead of things, that just had enough, that said, you know what, fuck it, we're taking back our power. This is what the community is about. This is what Ikali is about, is giving normal people a fighting fucking chance in this world. Because what they're trying to do in the world is divide us. By dividing us, it makes us weaker. By uniting us, they cannot break us. And that is my goal. My goal is solely for the next generation. This Ikali project is a passion, and it's a gift from the divine. It took me many years designing this, and I get emotional about this project because I see what people need. And I have the solution. I have a solution to a better way, how to get out of the matrix, how to step out of all the madness and start over in life easier with like-minded people that you can trust people that has the same views and values and morals that we have. That is what the project is about, you know. Even myself, I look at my estranged kids, my one in Poland and the other in South Africa, you know, and I'm creating a better world for them. When they are ready to move closer to me, I have a future for them. Even the families that I have meetings with about relocating to Paraguay and helping them with the relocation and the immigration processes, speaking about the Kali community and things like that, I can see and hear the desperation our humanity has for hope. Everybody that comes through and everybody that's reaching out at the moment, you know, they're seeking hope. And I have to look at people in the eye, and I have to be able to deliver on my promises on sustainability and growth. It is a big responsibility in life, and even this project, since I won the best self-sustaining community project for 2025, the award for that, I mean, everything is just moving forward, and it's moving so fast, and there's so many new opportunities and doors opening up to me. And there's so many people being awoken by my TikToks, by, you know, my YouTube channel and things like that. And people are reaching out, and I love having conversations with people. I love helping people. I love showing people a better way in living life. We have to find better ways in living life. We have to find ways to preserve our humanity, the innocence of our children. We have the right to life. We have the right to choose what we put into our bodies, what we let our children enjoy, and what we expose our children to. Over this last moment of madness we've just endured, we have seen how crazy, ludicrous, radical madness penetrated education systems, polluting our children. Our children's education system has been reformed without our consent to be a lower standard all across the world, making our children kind of stupid. I look at people under the age of 22 and I think they're kind of dumb. They have no life skills. They have no skills at all. They have no economics, no financial, no nothing. They don't know what to do. They live in their parents' basements. They couch hopping. They're just uninspired. They are the uninspired generation. They lack vision. They lack drive. They lack va-va-boom. That's the only way to explain it, and it's sad. If anything happens to us, Generation X, I mean, who's going to step up and say, hey, this is a better way, guys. Move away from all this madness, follow the divine guidance system that you have within yourself, your moral compass. Be good, do wonderful, break free from the control. There's better ways in doing things in life. Even this dream of mine, a lot of people say to me, don't just give up on the Kali community dream. Give up on bringing reform and change to people. You don't have the money. I don't have it yet, but I'm working on it. I take up a challenge when it comes to humanity and my soul's agreement in helping humanity. I'm taking up the challenge. I will find a way to raise the money. I will find a way to get the project up and running. I'm already busy with people in different countries that approach me for Africa. There's 3 countries that I'm entering negotiations with at the moment. It is overwhelming, especially if you have to do shit yourself. That's where I'm stuck sometimes. I have no counsel. I have no person I can confide in and talk about decisions that need to be made for the greater good of man, except for the divine. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of lonely in many ways, but you have to trust. And because of my trust, my faith, and the way I move through life, I prosper. I move forward, and doors are opening up for me. My heart is large larger than I expected. And my love for humanity, my love for the next generation, for this world, our human rights is too passionate. I cannot keep it silent. I know a lot of people want me to shut up. I know a lot of people want me to fail or fall on my face, but I won't. Even some of the people sometimes that come onto the channel, their remarks would be, oh, you always talk about the project. Where's the project? I'm like, I'm working on it. One man, give me a minute. In the meantime, I'm not just sitting back and talking about it. I'm started at multiple hotels. I do other things. I help people along the way. I have other interests, humanitarian efforts that need my attention as well. But I work on everything at the same time with divine guidance. I believe now is the perfect time to escape the matrix, run away while you can. There's so much confusion in the system that for you to disappear is very easily. For you to get out of the system, out of the matrix, you and your family, it is so easy. Now's the time. I'm telling you, come January, there's no ways in hell a lot of people can move in this world. Now is the time to break free, people. Don't be fools and think, yeah, fuck it, next year I'll think about it. I'm always right. I sound like my ex-wife. I'm always right. But I am. I've learned to trust. I've learned from history. I've learned from our past. And I've learned to see the reality for what it is. I was the top of my field as industrial psychology all over the world. For the simple reason, I trust my intuition. I see patterns in people's behavior, in systems, in governments. You see patterns. You can't unsee it. And I'm prepared for it. And I'm telling you now, you don't have until the end of next year or middle of next year or the end of the first quarter of next year. You don't have that luxury. There's a lot of things that's being planned at the moment, and I can even see it with my YouTube channel. I'm being shadow banned like a dirty family secret, and that's okay. The right people will hear me. I will reach the right people, and that is what is important. And I see it every day with people reaching out. Breaking free from the matrix and starting over should be exciting. I love every challenge in my life. I love all the difficult moments I have, because every difficult moment, every challenge I'm facing, I'm transforming that into the stepping stone of my success of this project. It's never easy as you move forward, and the way I look at life now is that the more you're moving in that direction, the more things are happening for you. You find peace within your stillness, you find calmness, you find strength. Without knowing, you just find yourself on a whole new vibration. I see sometimes people lose their shit around me, and they can only pretend so long around me, but while they're losing their shit in life, I'm as cool as a cucumber, and I think it's because God is always there, and I trust. I know the truth. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm following blindly, my intuition, my gut feel, and I'm right. We have to find change. You have to buckle up now with a soul's tribe, soul's family that's going to stand by you through the tough times. I still say rural, off-grid communities that's completely independent, that is industrious, is going to flourish in the future. That is my prediction. The controlled, centralized digital IDs and all of that, that's going to be a disaster. And once you're in that system, there's no way out. Now is the time to get ready, to build your happy ever after, your hippo happy ever after project. Whatever you want to do it. Just don't stay in the system and think it's going to get better. Even South Africans, the brave ones is the ones that's immigrating. The brave South Africans are the ones that running from there to other countries, trying something new, trying to be providing for their families in a better way possible. Whether it's through immigration or asylum seeker or refugee status, I admire those people. It's the cowards that doesn't want to move, the ones that calls us names. Same as the vaccinated ones. They're the same caliber of people. Look at them. The ones that are always shouting, you cowards and these kind of things, they're the ones that's fucking horrible looking, no prospects in their life. They're just horrible little creatures. Same as the ones that was throwing stone at the unvaccinated. And that's the truth of life. As you can see, people don't like me because I am truthful. I'm authentic. I say it as it is, and it is what it is, and but I find peace in that. I find peace in seeing the world for what it is. It is uncomfortable to see what was once great and glorious is now poverty, crime, infected areas filled with despair and misery. That is the truth of the world that we find ourselves in. Where we were born once is no longer the same. The people we grew up, even our families have changed. People have moved into a whole new dark stage of their lives. I'm talking like vaccinated, the ones that were throwing the stones. So I'm talking about my family, for instance, and I see how people are moving back in life. It's like they're not progressing. They get consumed by the darkness and the heaviness of the world. And that's sad. And the more you present people with an option, a solution, a different choice to a matrix imprisonment system, the more people doubt. They go, how can this be so fucking easy? How can life be so easy as this Peter van der Merwe tells us? It can. When you let go of individual greed and control, and you become a team player, you share the bounty of the team. That is how you succeed. Through a clean-cut democracy, where all community members, every decision, every choice that gets made gets approved first by the community members. Management is supposed to make it happen. They don't get more money. Nobody gets more money. Nobody gets more benefits. Everybody gets equal. That's how you stop corruption. That's how you stop the ever intruding control bug that's trying to destroy things. Transparency, unity, equality. That is what life is supposed to be about. We are supposed to get golden opportunities in this world at this stage to be able to live life to the fullest of our capacity, to create, to invent, to find ways to live better, work better, produce better organic products, things that's healthy for our mind, body, soul, and our emotional well-being, the 4 pillars of total wellness. We need to change things, be MacGyvers, be pioneers, be cowboys, break free from the fucking control that you have there in the world. I'm the first in my family for many things, and it's overwhelming because I'm the first person to ever leave South Africa. I'm the first person to achieve something. I'm the first person to start from nothing, literally nothing, to what I have today. I have become a different person because of God's hand in my life and the power of the Almighty. The message that I always get from God when I have my moments with God is tired and tired of the control that we as humans have. I'm reminded on a daily basis that this world was given to all of us. And our lives is our free will. I get reminded by God on a daily basis that we are spirits having a human experience, and we are supposed to be inventors, creators, and caretakers of this beautiful world and each other. I'm reminded on a daily basis that I have to be strong for humanity. I have to be strong for this world because a lot of people are too scared to take the first step, and I had to be the first. I had to be the one that gets attacked on a daily basis, people trying to control me, people trying to destroy me, and people trying to silence me. I had to be the first so that most other people don't have to endure this. I'm not a holy man, believe me. I enjoy an ice cold beer, I enjoy herbology, I enjoy live music, dance, good food, barbecues. Hell, man, I'm normal, man. I'm Generation X. I call it like it is. I say it like it is. I focus on life. I focus on humanity. I focus on my peace, my tranquility, and I focus on ways on improving people's lives. That's who I am. This life of ours is meant for living. And the more I speak out about things, the more people are trying to control me, the more people are trying to silence me, the more people are threatening me. You know, the scary thing is I'm not scared of anybody, of a government or organization. What will be, as long as I can get a little message out there and inspire something, encourage something, empower something. That's all I care about in this world. I know my end destination. I know my next 50 odd years is gonna be glorious. I know the struggles that's ahead, and I'm ready for it. My life has not been a picnic for a reason, because God prepared me for this battle. God prepared me for what I have to do now and what I'm doing next. And that is what life is about. We are supposed to live life to the fullest of our capacity, and we need to break free from the control, the fear. Life is better. Life can become better. We have a lot of power in ourselves. We have a lot of power in ourselves. We can navigate life and do things that other people cannot do. We need to believe in ourselves, and we need to start seeing the beautiful souls we are within ourselves. I always have to laugh because a lot of people try to take ownership of my Kali community project. They try to, share the glory of it, and it's not. I designed this bloody program myself, and I call it a bloody one because I bled for this design of the Kali community project. It took me many years to design it. I cried so many tears over this project. I cried so many times, and I prayed loud to God for help. It's like when the pandemic started, I went on a very big spiritual journey, and I remember I prayed to Divine. I said, help me out. My passport's gone. Everything's gone. I need to replace all these things, and I need your help. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. It was the pandemic. It just broke out, and they were talking all these horrors. And in the beginning, the first month maybe, you were like, okay, you were kind of scared, but you weren't quite convinced. Something wasn't quite settling. But in the beginning, it was hard. All the embassies was closed. There was so much chaos and madness going on. And I couldn't go back to my son. I couldn't go and see my son in Poland. And that's how I lost my connection with my son, because, that is what the pandemic was all about, destroying relationships. While I was trying to get my passport and my documents back from the embassies, and it took me 3.5 years just to get my passport. My unabridged birth certificate is non-existent. They can't find me on the system. I was never born. But I have an ID, I have a passport, all these kind of things. So I've had an endless battle with South Africa. And if I tell you I battle ministers, presidents, big corporations, I do on a daily basis. And I stand my ground. I stand in my strength and in my truth, and I'm still fighting for my passport, but my unabridged birth certificate and things like that. But in between me fighting for that, I never give up. I keep on moving forward. I just keep on holding the faith. And then you get small fries, people along the way, on social media trying to bully you, and you get people that take advantage of you, and then they try to destroy you by telling stories of tall tales. I've heard some tall tales. I was like, wow, really? But anyway, but you become a threat to them, because in your silence, because you don't go and defend your honor, because I'm not one of those people. If somebody talks shit about me, go ahead, you have your opinion, go on, move on. I have better things to do with my time. But the more you move forward in your silence, the more you're exposing people for their lies. Even with me, with sustainability, doing an alternative way in living life, even starting this journey with a limited amount of funds, and I've mentioned it in previous videos as well, I started this with 5,000. I started this journey. Out of 5,000, working hard, trusting, just keep on moving, enduring a lot of challenges and pain and suffering and heartache. In the beginning, it was really hard. Um, the house in the countryside is finished. I owe no money on that house. I've done it by my own hands. It is a cool house and everybody wants it. I started small businesses all over Paraguay and they're all flourishing. Everything is paying off. Everything is working in my favor. Even this hotel, I mean, this hotel is awesome. I mean, I cannot explain to you the energy of this place and the decor, the ambiance, the service, the quality. I mean, it's just awesome. It's mine, and nobody helped me with it. Yes, Rosario serves the breakfasts and, takes care of the guests as well. But I mean, nobody helped me invent and create and find or found this hotel. Every room is me. Every room is my paint, my dreams, my designs, my labor, my blood, my tears. Even in this hotel, I cried many nights as I was renovating, as I was building and doing things, because in the beginning of this, there was a lot of betrayals that came to light. I saw a lot of people that was working for me and with me that I saw their true faces. I saw what they were doing in the dark and I was disgusted. So I moved away from a lot of toxic people here in Asunción and Paraguay. And it was hard, it was really hard because I was attacked from all angles. And at the same time, everything can go wrong, goes wrong. People trying to hack my system, people going into, my bank accounts and things like that. It's all happened over the last couple of months. But I kept quiet about it. I kept silent because I'm just focusing on myself. And because I focused on myself and because I wish nobody harm in this world, and I don't have time for the shenanigans, you know what I'm saying? I don't entertain chihuahuas, so for me, I had to pull away from a lot of people and I had to focus on myself. And by focusing on myself, by focusing on the Kali Community Project and this hotel and every other thing that I'm busy with at the moment, I literally have gone from strength to strength. And where I am now in business and the things I'm doing now in business surprised me. Every day I'm surprised. Every day I'm like, wow, God works in mysterious ways. Money flows to me, opportunities flows to me, people flow to me, the right people. And that is what it's all about. Even with this hotel, I'm looking now for assistants. I need assistants that can speak Spanish, English, and Portuguese, or at least two of them, but English is a must. We have a lot of international guests arriving. A majority of people are Spanish and Portuguese and English. That's it. So yeah, we are trying to offer people opportunities. Even with the hotels, we are trying to offer people partnerships and franchise. We're going to do a lot of things, and I said too much on that one already. So in any way, we are moving forward, and this is the thing. And everything that I own, every business that I own, belongs to Ikali. Once the community is founded and we have the founding members all together, we are putting everything in the Ikali community. So that means everything that I've worked for and worked on for the last couple of years, all of that belongs to our members. So you're not just getting a new lifestyle, you're getting new opportunities, you're getting new businesses, you're getting incomes, you're getting everything that you've ever dreamed of and more. And I'm already working for it. I'm doing the foundational work. And that is what it's about. Working smarter, following your dreams, following your passions. Let other people's words and actions be their own demise, but let your silence and your passion and your heart and your love for humanity always shine. Life is important. People is important. Breaking free from the system and the fear is very important. The next move you make today is going to affect your whole world from here on. Be brave. Break free from all the control. Break free from toxic environment, people and places and things, Find a better way in living life. If I had the resources today, I would jump in the car, if I had one, I had to sell that beautiful little box here of mine. But anyway, so we'll get back to that in another video. I would be jumping in my transportation and I will start doing the project. Man, even with the fundraiser that I'm trying to start to raise money to help people less fortunate living in countries that is not good for them, like South Africa and a lot of crumbling countries around the world. Unfortunately, that costs money. I don't have that kind of money. So I'm trying to raise funds for that. I'm trying to raise funds for the project. I'm actively working on a lot of things at the moment. Yeah, I have a few people joining me in the next month or two. That's going to be exciting. That's going to be assisting me and helping me and all these kind of things. So again, open your heart to new opportunity. Good morning, Jog. How are you doing? You know, there is literally, you know, I'm so excited about the projects. I'm so excited about the hotels, the community project, and other projects I want to, you know, unfortunately I can't speak about it now. You know, there's frenemies and enemies watching here. But because of this, you know, I get excited about things, but I can't speak to a lot of people about it. Even myself being single, you know, you don't have people you can confide in. And I've learned over the last couple of months, you have to keep your plans secret. And that's why I distance myself from a lot of people in association and life. And I'm very selective who I allow in my life. But you have to get to that point. And again, you know, there is so many beautiful opportunities waiting. And if I just had the right help, if I had the right support, I tell you, there is so much money to be made. There is just so much money to be made, but I cannot do everything alone, you know. And I want to share the wealth. I want to share the responsibilities. I want to share the operations, everything. I want to share things because for me, why do I want to be rich alone? Why can't I become rich with a group of people and we work together to become rich at the same time and independent and free and all those kind of things? That's the kind of things that I want to do. I want to build a better world for us with like-minded souls. It's not easy to have little victory moments and you're alone. But you know what? I'm so ready for this next chapter in our lives. I am so ready. There is such positivity and beauty that lies ahead. No matter the noise around me, you know, I love my peace. I love my calmness. I love my harmony. I love being able to breathe and keep my head held high. You know, that is what life is about. To get excited about a future that's yet to be created by our hands. Man, what an awesome life that is. I love life. I think everybody in this world have got such amazing talents that we can learn from each other. If we set aside our indifferences, if we set aside this false programming about division, about color and race and nationalities and stuff like that, you know, let go of that. We are all one. We all bleed the same. We all breathe the same. We all feel with the same intensity and love. We all get equally scared about a lot of things in life, and we all get anxieties about a lot of things in life. When we start recognizing that we have a lot more in common than in differences, you know, we build bridges. We need to unite like-minded people. I'm African. Get it right. I'm proud. I am strong. I am earthbound and connected and divine and guided by the divine itself. Life is beautiful. People are beautiful. The humanity is beautiful. Yes, there is a lot of snakes and horrors out there. But if you bring the right people together, you can face any storm. You can face the world. If I could face the world by myself most of my life, can you imagine if you bring a lot of like-minded people together, how strong and phenomenal we can be? I can, for each community that I create, each community can only have 20 families. The reason for 20 families is because for long-term planning, development, as well as sharing prosperity and growth and new opportunities, we're focusing on 20-20-20. Each community is individually owned, but network connected. So one community is in problem, needs something, the other ones are stepping in. But we are all off the grid. Working together, finding different ways in living life is easier. Even the houses that we can build, everything becomes more cost efficient when you do things with like-minded souls. I want to roll out so many community projects all over the world, and I do believe, and I pray every day, and I'm grateful for all the opportunities and support I'm getting, with the project and funding and things like that. But I know God will provide. We're going to find the money in time, and within a year, this project will be up and running with people and industry. We can do amazing things if we work together, Anyway, that was a great Sunday little chat. I had my TikTok chat this morning. That was very good as well. All about the same thing, about escaping the matrix and finding alternatives way out of the system. There is a better way in doing things. There is a healthier way in living life, and you can get out of the system. You can break free from the system. Love and light. I don't even know where to stop this thing. I have to find now where to press the button. Let me see, most probably here, then you have all these updates. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Have a great day. Speak to you guys soon.